Hey loves, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for tuning in. Your girl turns a whole new decade in a few weeks. Yeah, clock is ticking. Clock is ticking. Time is going by so fast. I can't believe I'm about to turn 30. I'm about to turn 30. Yeah. And so, with that being said, I figured let me drop a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of what I've learned in my 20s, right? There are a lot more lessons. There are a lot of things I have learned, but I figured I will drop and I will really just highlight 7 big lessons that I have learned as a 20-year-old or in my 20s. Let's begin. So, the number one thing I learned in my 20s, and I would say this is probably the number one advice, if not the number two advice, is be very mindful of who you call friend. Be very mindful of who you invite in your circle, in your life, around you. And I say this because, when you're young, you have a tendency of just going around and saying, oh, I know so and so. I know that girl. I know that guy. Oh, we're friends. That's my friend. That's my friend. But the thing is, and the truth is, a lot of the time, these people are not our friends. They are simply acquaintances, or they are simply people who you hang out with or you happen to see at an event, at a party, whatever. I would just say categorize people accurately. So if you're gonna say friend, it means this is someone who you can turn to in troubled times. This is someone who you can pick up the phone and you know that they're going to answer and offer some type of, wisdom, knowledge, advice, really be there for you. And then you've got people who maybe you only call when you know there's something going on and you know they're going to really bring a lot of energy or a lot of life or good vibes to whatever it is that you're attending or whatever the event might be. There are people that fit in that box. There are also people who you simply keep in a professional box where it's like, okay, this is who I call if I have something business related, something professional related. So these are more so like your managers or some co-workers. These are people who maybe you guys first met on a business mindset, right? Or like for business reasons. You will keep them in that box. But looping everyone together in the same box and shaking them up, that's how things happen. That's how the lines get blurred. Seriously. So, honestly, just pick your friends very, very wisely and use that word friendship solemnly. Be very selfish with the word friend because not everyone is your friend. Not everyone is your friend. And that's something that I had to learn the hard way because there were people who I truly felt like, yo, these are my sisters. I know I'm gonna ride out with you guys forever. Like whatever the case might be, whatever it is, you and I, we are in this together till the end. And it just wasn't the case. Which actually brings me to my tip number 2. Learn proper communication, please. And I'm saying this to you guys, but I'm also saying it to myself. And I think proper communication and knowing how to communicate with people is something that you progressively learn. Like you never stop learning how to communicate with people simply because everyone has different communication styles. And there are also so many people in this world who have no clue what their communication styles are. And when you come across people like that, it makes things very difficult. So I would absolutely say learn how to communicate with yourself and learn how to communicate with others. That's so, so crucial. That will save you from a lot of heartache. That will save you from a lot of pain. That would save you from a lot of questions and just save you from a lot. Okay. And one thing I tell people, it doesn't matter how hard it is to communicate something to someone, do the hard thing because in the end, it will save you. It's better to communicate what you want to say to that person rather than hold it in. And this is something that, oh boy, this is something that therapy had to teach me and other people around me had to teach me. But seriously, communicating, you guys, and it's more than anything, it's for your health. It's good for you. You really want to have that peace of mind, you know. The third thing I have learned in my 20s is the importance of giving yourself grace. We, or I feel like maybe me, I am very quick to forgive others, and I'm very quick to give grace to others, but I am not as quick to give myself that same grace that I too deserve. And the same way that God wakes us up every morning, the same way that God gives us new grace every single morning is the same way we need to extend that same grace to ourselves. If God finds us worthy, why can't we find ourselves worthy? In life, you're going to make mistakes, but you have to, number one, understand that mistakes are absolutely inevitable. It doesn't matter if you're 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 75. We never stop making mistakes. And if anyone ever tells you that they don't make any mistakes, that was a mistake right there because they just lied. We're humans, which means we're going to continuously make errors. We're going to continuously make mistakes. I'm not saying you continue to make the same mistakes, but I'm saying we make mistakes because we are humans. Now, when these mistakes happen, it's important that we, one, examine them, and two, give ourselves proper grace. Because if you continuously look at yourself like, oh, dang, like I'm really beating myself up right now. I did X, Y, and Z when I know I shouldn't have. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Da, da, da. You're not forgiving yourself. And if you're not forgiving yourself, then you're not moving on from that thing that happened or that thing that you did. And the only way to stay healthy and to get better as humans, to improve as humans, is to forgive, not just others, but also ourselves. So forgive yourself, extend yourself that same grace that you deserve, that same grace that you give into others. Give yourself that same grace. The fourth life lesson I would say I learned in my 20s is the importance of trying new things and facing your fears. You guys, for the longest time, I was so fearful of driving. I was just like, I can't do this. I couldn't even picture myself being able to drive. And look at me. It wasn't until the age of 27 and a half, almost 28, that I finally learned how to drive. And the thing is, no one else was holding me back from learning how to drive except myself. My fear. I was so fearful, y'all. I felt like if I get behind the car, if I get behind the wheel, I am going to wreck the car. I'm going to hurt somebody. I'm going to hurt myself. I am too fearful. I do not want to ever learn how to drive because it's too hard. I can't do it. And I kept saying these things to myself. It's so hard. It's impossible. I'm built different. I'm just not meant to drive like everybody else. And the thing is, I'm telling myself that. Meanwhile, I look around and I'm seeing so many 15, 16, 17-year-olds driving. And I would literally tell myself, Lucy, if this 16-year-old can get behind a car, get behind a wheel and drive, why can't you? This teenager is driving and you're 27 and you are still afraid. There are so many people who are driving. So clearly this is a normal and easy thing to do. Clearly and that's the thing, you guys, when you expose yourself to things, you really like open your mind and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I can't do X, Y, and Z, but I'm looking all around me and I'm seeing everybody else do it. I'm seeing everybody else do it. So clearly it is achievable. Clearly it is not that difficult. If 90% of people are doing it too, it's not that difficult. And I kept telling myself that. And although I was telling myself that constantly, there was another huge part of myself that was also telling myself, you're too afraid. You're not ready. You'll never be ready. If you get behind this wheel, something bad's gonna happen. You can't do this. Do not do this. You'll never do this. I was allowing the devil to really infiltrate my mind. And I had to get to a point where I was like, I had to remember what the word of God says. You know, you cannot live by fear. We were not meant to live by fear. You can't say you trust God, but you're also holding on to fear. You know what I mean? And so that's why I'm saying, you guys, if there's something that you are afraid to do, and this is something I really admire about children, I feel like they're so fearless, very fearless. You take a child skateboarding or ice skating. They're not thinking for 1 second, oh my gosh, if I get on this ice ring, I'm going to fall on this ice and it's going to hurt. And oh my gosh, I don't want to do it. Kids are like, you know what? That looks possible. I know I can do that. And it even looks fun. I'm going to do it. Kids are so fearless. Children are so fearless. I also finally got the chance to go ice. Am I good at ice skating? No. But can I ice skate without busting my behind? Absolutely. And that's all I wanted to do, because also ice skating and roller skating, these were things that I used to fear until earlier on in my 20s. You know, I eventually learned, and it's like, girl, it's actually not that bad. So whatever that thing is that you are so afraid of, I don't care if it's you're trying to get a license for something and you're afraid of failing it, try it. Try it. I don't care if it's a new business and you're like, oh, but I've put so much energy into this other business. Oh, I'm scared that if I start over, do it. Whatever it is you are afraid of, it's probably not that bad. And number two, once you do it, you're probably going to look and be like, oh, okay, wow, I was holding myself back from something incredible. And when we do that, we're also holding ourselves back from the blessings that God has for us, you know, because God can't take you from point A to point B if you refuse to just step out on faith. You have to step out on faith so he can really move you. You know what I mean? Faith comes by hearing and hearing by the word of God, but also faith without action is what? It's vain. You can't say you have faith, but you have no action behind that faith. Now you're just talking. You're just talking. You can't say, oh God, I want you to move. I want you to do this, da, da, da. But there's no action behind your prayer. You have to put, we have to put some action behind our prayer. Whatever your fears might be, please step out on faith and face those fears and watch what happens. The fifth thing I learned in my 20s is the importance of investing. I really wish I had learned financial literacy at a much younger age. I really wish I knew a lot more about the power and the importance of money. Aside from just, oh, you spend it here, you need money so you can spend it here and there. No, I wish I knew the importance of investing and properly using your money and having your money make you more money. I wish I knew more of that, and I wish I had learned it at a younger age. So if you're in your 20s and you're watching this, or if you have a little sister, send this over to her and let her know the importance of investing. Please invest when you were young. Invest when you are young. Even if you're 15, 14 years old. If I had started investing at the age of like 15, for example, 15 years later, because I'm about to be 30. So 15 years later, imagine where I would have been. Imagine where my portfolio would have been. There's so much. And I feel like as Black people, and I love that we are getting a lot better at this now. As Black people, we really, really, really need to educate ourselves on money, on investing, on financial literacy in general. I think that's so crucial. Save your money, but save your money wisely. Don't just put your money in a savings account and it's just sitting there. Nothing is happening with it. Make your money make you some more money. Here is another big lesson from my 20s. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves to really think about you. And I don't mean that in a bad way. That's actually a very, very positive sentence. A lot of the time, for some reason, we just assume that people are constantly hyper-focused on us, or they're judging our every move. And the truth of the matter is, we are all the center of our own world. Like in Lucy's world, my world revolves around me because it's my world, okay? Someone else's world revolves around them, as it should be, because it's their world. Or you went to an event and you've gone back home, and you might be laying in your bed like, oh my gosh, are they thinking about me right now? Are they thinking about what I did at the so-and-so? People are probably not judging you or thinking about you as often as you think that they are. And this, for me, is something that I translated into my social media platforms. Because constantly being afraid of being perceived or constantly assuming what people might be thinking about you is going to hold you back. But when you realize that we all have things going on in our life, okay? We are all so focused on our own life and the things that we have going on. People don't got time to think about you like that, Okay, like you are just not that. You are important. We are all very important. But Lucy, you are just not that important, girlfriend. You're not. They're not thinking about you like that. They have bills they need to focus on. They've got things they need to deal with. They've got businesses they need to do. They've got family. They've got health. People have things going on that do not involve you, that do not revolve around you. That also means you get to move freely. You get to move around freely and do what you want to do. Don't ever feel like, oh my gosh, am I posting too much? I don't want people to think I'm posting too much. Oh my gosh, I look so weird in this video. I look so awkward in this video. Or, oh my gosh, this is my insecurities. Oh my gosh, they're gonna notice my insecurity. The things that we are insecure about, so many people don't even notice it unless we point them out. So that's why I've been trying to do a better job now of not even mentioning the things I'm insecure about, because I don't want everyone to ever don't throw that back in my face, okay? And I would advise you, do not mention to people what your insecurities might be, because 9 times out of 10 people have no clue what you're insecure about, especially if it's something physical. Like you might be thinking, oh, they can peep this in my face, or even with pimples. Think about it. When someone starts a video and they're like, oh, you guys, ignore my pimple. Now that's all you're looking at, isn't it? The moment I see a video and someone says that, now that's all I can think about. I'm not hearing a thing you're saying anymore. I'm looking at that pimple that you told me not to look at. You shouldn't have done that. Same with insecurities. Like, do not expect that people are judging you all the time. Do not expect that, or do not assume that people are so hyper focused on your insecurities, because 9 times out of 10 they're simply not. We all have things going on. We are all set to live our own life, and it's just not always about us, you know? Which is a good thing. Last but not least, you guys, gratitude changes your perspective, and choosing to be happy is the better choice. We are all tasked with different choices every single day. You can choose to wake up and be grateful for everything you have, or you can choose to wake up and focus on everything you lack. You can choose to wake up and spread love, or you can choose to wake up and spread animosity, spread hate. You can choose to be jealous, or you can choose to be proud of that person. We all have choices. And what I know personally for me, I get a lot more satisfaction out of being grateful. I get a lot more satisfaction out of spreading peace, spreading love, spreading joy, spreading positivity than I would if I was spreading the opposite. Because life comes at you fast. And if you're someone who's very intentional about having positive thoughts and always looking at the brighter side of things, and your cup is half full all the time, then you are going to tackle messes very differently. If you choose to tackle those problems by looking at the brighter side of things or focusing on the solution rather than honing in on those problems, you're going to go a lot further. And of course, putting God first. Like, please, let me wrap up all this advice with, if it's not for God, I won't be here today. If it wasn't for God, I would not be here today. It's not lost on me how many people have passed away before the age of 30. Okay? And so the fact that I'm even here today is a testament to how good God has been to me. Because we all go through things, and tomorrow is not promised to anybody. I could have passed away yesterday. I could have passed away last year, but God. And again, if I'm still here, it's because I know for sure God is not done with me yet. So anyway, happy early birthday to me. I am so excited to be entering a whole new decade, and I cannot wait to see what God has in store for me. The lessons, the ups, the downs, the good, the bad. I cannot wait to see how I evolve, how I grow, and how I improve in this new season, and how I blossom and come out of it. I am so excited to be turning 30. I've been telling people like, ooh, I'm about to be grown. Like, girl, the way I've been waiting to turn 30 years old, you would think I've been waiting for this one birthday for forever. Like, I'm just so grateful, and I'm truly grateful for you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. And to my ladies who are 30 and up, do you have any advice for 20s and teenagers? Please drop them in the comments. Thank you all so much for riding with me. Let's enter this new decade together, and we are going to do a lot of learning and a lot of growing together. Thank you, loves. I'll see you next time. Bye.